Copyright that shit. Dogmentation. Yo, we gotta be rich, man.
Maybe those Purity First nuts have got the right idea. Might be the only way to get the governments off their asses and do something.
This city is one big gutter and always will be.
You think this is bad? Wait till the UN passes that legislation thing. Detroit is gonna be one giant breadline.
That's what I've been saying. David Seraph ain't saved this city. He split it into the haves and have-nots.
Yeah, damn right. I've been limping for 10 years. Don't I got the right to get enhanced? No. Even if I did, how the hell am I gonna afford that drug? Neuropupazine.
Neuropazine.
Whatever. Gotta pay up the ass for that one.
Hello there. Well, you must be Adam Jensen.
A keen observation.
Mrs. Reed told me you might pay me a visit. And don't take this the wrong way, but you're kind of hard to miss.
I'll try to take that as a compliment. She told me you might have information regarding Megan Reed's case and the attack on Seraph headquarters.
Oh boy, what a mess. Total pissing match. We had the feds on our ass, orders from 3 different departments, and pressure from so many lobbyists it felt like being the scrawny new kid in a prison shower.
It is a very high-profile case. Mrs. Reed said you thought some procedures were overlooked.
You got that right. I mean, you know how it is. Mrs. Reed told me you used to be a cop. There's always cases where you see the lazy officers taking shortcuts. But this was different.
Different how?
Too much stuff got overlooked. People seemed way too eager to jump to conclusions, and every time I was remotely insistent, I got turned down by ranking officers. People wanted to bury this thing fast. That's never a good sign.
Surely you have something more substantial than this.
Yeah, well, that's where you come in. I got a couple of leads I could never fully investigate. I started poking around, but these government-type agents just gave me the creeps. I got scared. Months away from retirement, I didn't want to fuck things up. But you obviously have the means to get to the bottom of this.
So what have you got?
First off, there's a rumor that the order to close the investigation came from higher up, maybe even outside the local department. Anything like that would have passed through Captain Penn. There might be traces of this left on his office computer.
Guess I'll have to pay a visit to the local precinct.
Well, while you're there, there was an officer assigned to the case, Chet Wagner. He's not what you call a choir boy. And when he suddenly got brought on the case, I got suspicious. Somebody wanted him there. And I'm pretty sure he tampered with some of the evidence. You should talk to him. Find out what he knows.
Okay, I'll have a little chat with Officer Wagner.
You'll most likely find him in the lobby. He got retrograded from his conduct, and he takes depositions now. He won't budge easily, but I'm pretty sure you can find some dirt on him on his desktop. His office is on the 3rd floor. You might find something there to help loosen up his tongue.
Anything else worth looking into?
Yeah, when the order came down to close the case, the bulk of the evidence was stashed in a storage locker. Maybe you can find some interesting stuff in there. It's on the alley right next to the station. The code is 4891. But I know an outside agency had access to that locker, so be careful.
Thanks for the heads up.
Bah, it's nothing. And, please, don't bother coming back here with details. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to help. But the less I know about this case, the better I'll feel.
Why retire from the force only to become a security guard? I mean, it looks like you still love the work.
I love the idea of being a cop. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to join the force. But I just got fed up. It's not like I had imagined it. It's a job. Some people are good at it, while others just don't care. And it shows. This case, the Seraph case, it was just the last drop in a cup already full.
You said an outside agency may have tampered with the storage locker. What did you mean by that?
Well, I've seen, I've heard that government agents may have locked up some of the more sensitive evidence in a safe inside the locker.
Come on, Chase. What are you not telling me?
Damn it. Okay, listen. I snooped around that locker before and found the safe code. But I kinda got caught by one of those guys. He knows I know, Jensen. If I give you the code, they'll know I talked. Call me negative, but I can't think of a nice outcome to that.
Come on, Chase. You're the good guy, the honest cop. In a police flick, you'd be the straight arrow. You know deep down you want to do what's right. That safe code could mean a lot.
Don't paint me as a hero, Jensen. I'm a regular guy. But you're right, though. I always try to do the right thing. The code is 7196. But do me a favor. Can you at least try to hack the damn thing before punching in the code? If I'm lucky, it'll be enough to throw them off. You have to help Mrs. Reed find out more about her daughter.
How did you get assigned to this case?
I didn't push for it, if that's what you mean. To be honest, I didn't want to get involved.
Why not?
I was an honest cop, Jensen. I always tried to conduct myself in accordance with the law, with procedures, and what I believed was right. Not really the standard MO for a case like this.
That's all I need for now.
I immediately thought, alright, this dude gave me the code, so I really wanted to give that whole hacking thing a shot before I actually punched in the code, because I didn't want the whole thing to backfire onto him. He seems like a pretty straight up guy, an honest cop, the kind of cop I'd be. Well, actually, I'd be kind of a mix. I mean, I would definitely dodge certain, parameters, and I'd circumnavigate certain rules in order to get the fuckers that I want to get. But at least I'd be a good corrupt cop, right? I mean, that's something. I'm not a corrupt cop. I'm a good corrupt cop. I'm not an evil corrupt cop. I'm a good corrupt cop. I'm the kind of cop that Batman is.
Access granted.
If he had been on the force, then that's the kind of cop he would have been. And I'm that kind of cop. So I'm Batman. Do you see my train of logic? It's infallible, really. I mean, I know you're jealous, and you should be, because I'm on the top of the game when it comes to logical thinking. I'm right up there with the geniuses, with the masters, like Hume and Aristotle and fucking Sarah Palin. But right, I don't know if I've even said anything about the way I intend to play this. This entire playthrough, I basically thought I'm gonna play it stealth and I'm gonna play it my style. I mean, I'm gonna respond to everything in the game as I would in real life. So I'll be role playing as myself, as Jensen in the game. That way I can kind of, I can get the ending that I want. A good ending, a nice ending, a pittoresque ending, a utopian ending. Well, if the choices in the end is anything like the choices at the end of Deus Ex 1, then I'm gonna be fucked. I probably picked the quote-unquote right ending on Deus Ex, the one that the developers intended the player to take, the whole merging with Icarus thing, but it was I mean, I thought long and hard, what the hell is the right thing to choose? And that was refreshing. That was really refreshing. I really liked that. I mean, who'd have thought that a 11-year-old game could make you think that much? But hey, you know, that's philosophy for you. I mean, when you find the truth is general. It is universal. It is the truth. I mean, an objective truth is objective. You can't argue against that. If a wallpaper is red, then the wallpaper is red. If a glass is empty, then the glass is empty. The truth is the truth. The truth. I'm a guy who loves noir. I love, you know, these kind of moody games, these kind of detective style games. I love it when they put in like a little horror theme into it as well, which is why I loved Max Payne so much, the very first Max Payne. I remember buying it and I remember playing it as a kid, and I fucking loved every second of it. It was ridiculously awesome. What an amazing game. Max Payne number 2, not so much. It was alright. But for me, the zest was Max Payne 1. And now the trailer for Max Payne 3 has come out, and I'm like, you know, not really for me. It seems like they've abandoned the whole noir, you know, horror-ish theme, the whole, you know, inner monologue thing, and they've kind of replaced it with this kind of action, gritty macho style, and that's not really my cup of tea, which is a shame. I really like that whole psychological, you know, especially when he took the pills. What were they called? The Valkyrie pills? The V pills? I think that's what it called. They're blurred. I'm not really sure, but anyways, he took these pills, and then he'd, you know, end up in this nightmarish world, and it was amazing, fucking amazing. Rocksteady, yeah, that was the developers, Rocksteady. Finnish guys, Rocksteady, amazing job, kudos to them. They're not the ones working on Max Payne 3, which made me a little sad. Well, maybe not, because Max Payne 2 wasn't really my cup of tea, so I guess that, I don't know. But yeah, Max Payne 3, not really my cup of tea. Which is a shame. Because I love Max Payne 1. Damn, I love that game. That game was phenomenal. I mean, the whole way they implemented the whole bullet time thing, and the various mods that came out shortly after. I mean, that was just ridiculous. I mean, there were these kung fu mods, which when you tapped space twice, or no, when you just tapped it once, and you know, you strafed jumped, and he made like this kung fu somersault, and it was like ridiculously awesome. It was so amazing. You see, the modding communities, there's no reason why developers shouldn't give the mod tools to the gamers. There's no reason why they shouldn't release them. Why not release them? Not only do you increase the longevity of your game, but you create a community through that way. Just by releasing the mod tools, you create an amazing community. You see, people, greed. If I've taught you anything, which is probably nothing, but if anything, then don't be greedy. Greedy sucks. Nobody likes greedy people. Nobody likes greed. Greed is not a virtue. Greed is a fucking, I don't know, the opposite of virtue. Greed sucks. I hate greed. Greed is just greed. I don't like greed. Who likes greed? Nobody likes greed. Greed sucks. And cheap. Greed and cheap. That sucks. Because when you're cheap, you miss out on a lot of things in life. Like my dad. When we were in Spain.